All right, now, just finished laying up the framing for the floor. Let's walk inside. There we go. See 2x4s laid out flat, not the 4-inch side going up, but the 2-inch side is vertical. And technically these are 1.5 by 3.5. That's a 2x4 for you nowadays. All right, so there's the paint booth ventilation going down through the floor, surrounded by 4x4s. I use angle braces to hold in all the long wood, so all along the wall and every frame that goes across. And then use nails to hold the 2x4 cross braces in place. They are there to support the floor. I had to go with 1/2-inch plywood over 3/4-inch plywood, which I would prefer, but cost-wise, I couldn't handle that, and I am simply not capable of hauling around a 4x8 sheet of 3/4-inch plywood by myself. 1/2-inch plywood is about as much as I can handle. So the cross braces became necessary. They were an additional piece that I put in to help support the floor and keep it from cracking under the weight of people standing or walking on it, or benches being put on it, etc. So over here in the corner, got the ventilation spot. On the right side is for the air conditioner. On the left side is ventilation for 3D printer enclosure. All right, so next up, we're going to put the 1/2-inch plywood floor down over this frame. And that would be a neighborhood cat named Misty. She comes to visit often. All right, I've got the floor in place now. I can walk on it. It's a little creaky, but it's not as bouncy as it was when it wasn't substantially upgraded, reinforced. Okay, so I've got this now. Now it's time to put the framing along the left wall here. And I've got part of that laid out here, but in the main purpose of this small segment here, I have on this side the left vertical frame, and this one is the lower horizontal frame. Now I am pre-drilling and countersinking all of the holes so that I can assemble and disassemble this, and I'm labeling each piece of wood and giving it a designation so I know exactly where it goes. So the reason for doing the pre-drilling and countersinking is because I'm going to sink screws. I'm not going to use nails on this part of the project. So I've got a vertical, it's going in here. These are countersunk from below. There's the next set, and there's the third. So for each piece, I'm going to be measuring and drilling. All right, really quick before I go, comment on the plywood, or excuse me, the 2x4s. This pile I have not yet sorted. These are my kinda okays graded by various things, how much bow, and these are the bowed, cupped, warped, and twisted 2x4s. out of an order of 100 2x4s. That is a lot of 2x4s that are not usable as straight frames. I can use parts of them, but it really kind of surprises me about what happens to the wood. Out here in the desert, we can't be soaking our lumber in water to straighten things out. So I have to make use of things as they are. I'm a little bit dismayed because my very exact plans are not going to turn out exactly the way I wanted them to. There's going to be twists, there's going to be bends, there's going to be bowing. It's not going to look as clean as I had hoped. But I'm going to do the very best that I can by making sure that the outer frames, the vertical and horizontals, are as straight as they can possibly be. I'll use more bowed material as the frames that go, space to space, like for instance, from here to here to here. Those holes are drilled in the horizontal base for vertical frames, and they will be not as good as the outer frames that define the shape. I need things to be as straight as I can possibly make them. All right, that's it for the moment. See you in a bit.